Welcome to Phenom AI, your place to learn AI. In early 2025, the AI world was absolutely shaken by a breakthrough. And I'm not talking about just another small step forward. No, this was a giant leap in reasoning. And AI actually taught itself to think so well that it started to blow past the most brilliant human minds in, get this, competitive mathematics, one of the toughest arenas out there. But here's the really crucial part, and this comes straight from the researchers who built it. Just getting the right answer, that's not enough. For the really tough problems, the AI has to truly understand the process. That logical, step-by-step journey to get to the solution? And that's always been the grand challenge for AI. And what was the result? Well, check this out. A score of 118 out of 120. This wasn't on some easy test. This was on the 2024 Putnam exam, which is known as one of the hardest math competitions on the planet for undergrads. And just to put that into perspective for you, the top human score that year was 90. So the big question is, how in the world did a smaller, open-source model pull off this completely superhuman feat? Well, the answer is pretty incredible. It all comes down to a radical new way of learning. Okay, so to really get why this is such a huge deal, we've got to take a quick look at the old way of doing things. How we used to teach an AI to think. It was powerful, for sure, but man, it was also super inefficient and expensive. It was a major bottleneck for the entire field.
So, the gold standard method was something called Proximal Policy Optimization, or PPO for short. The easiest way to think about it is like having an actor and a critic. You've got one giant AI model, the actor, whose job is to just come up with potential answers. But then, and here's the problem, you need a second AI model, one that's just as big to act as the critic. Its only job is to judge what the first one did. As you can imagine, training and running two of these monster models at the same time, it's just a colossal drain on memory and computing power.
So what was the big breakthrough? The secret sauce behind DeepSeek's success is this brilliant new algorithm that just completely gets rid of that expensive critic model. It just throws it out the window. This is what we're calling the criticless revolution.
It's called Group Relative Policy Optimization, or GRPO. And the genius of it is that instead of needing that second power-hungry critic AI to judge its work, it uses this, well, it's a much more efficient kind of clever statistical trick to learn and get better all on its own.
And the beautiful thing about this new approach is just how simple it is. So here's how it works. First, the AI just spits out a whole bunch of different solutions to the same problem. Then, a really simple reward function, basically just checking, is the final answer right, gives each one a score. Okay, now here's the key part. It then figures out how good each solution is compared to the average score of the whole group. And finally, it updates itself to do more of what worked, to favor the approaches that scored above that average. It's literally learning from its own performance against itself. No critic needed. So cool.
All right, we are about to dive into the real-world impact of all this, and believe me, it is absolutely staggering. But first, just a real quick note. Your support can change the quality of content drastically on this channel. So if you're finding this explainer valuable, just taking a second to hit that subscribe button really helps us create more content just like this. It means a lot. Thanks.
So, what does it actually mean to get rid of that critic model? What's the bottom line? How about this? A whopping 93% reduction in the cost to train a top-tier AI reasoning model. I mean, just let that sink in for a second. 93%. This isn't just a little improvement. It is a total game changer. It completely redefines the economics of building powerful AI.
And get this new method isn't just way cheaper, it's also incredibly effective. It's what allows these smaller, more accessible models to start punching way, way above their weight class. They can now compete directly with the biggest names in the industry. Just take a look at these numbers. On this super tough competition level benchmark, the little 7 billion parameter DeepSeek math model trained with this new GRPO method hits a score of 51.7%. Now, that might just sound like a number, but look what it's next to. That is right on par with the closed-source giants like GPT-4 and Gemini Ultra. We're talking about models that are way, way bigger. An open-source model is now going toe-to-toe with the very best. It's incredible.
Okay, so an AI got really good at math. Big deal, right? So why is everyone calling this one of the biggest AI breakthroughs in years? Well, the answer is that this has implications that go way beyond just solving equations.
Here's the most important takeaway. What GRPO does is it democratizes cutting-edge AI. By making it so much cheaper to build these powerful reasoning models, it takes this incredible technology out of the hands of just a few giant tech companies and puts it into the hands of, well, everyone, the entire research community. And this could unlock a massive wave of innovation, speeding up breakthroughs in pretty much every scientific field you can think of, from medicine to engineering.
I mean, we have officially entered a new era now. An era where AI doesn't just understand language, it actually builds rock-solid logical arguments at a level that's beyond human capability. And that leaves us with a really profound thought to end on. Now that we have a tool that can literally out-reason our best and brightest minds, what huge unsolved problems are we going to point it at next?